Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we are going to continue from our previous lecture where we added and configured a lookup table for the currency ID. Now we're going to add and configure lookup table for the date key transformation. So the process is going to be slightly identical to the lookup transformation for the currency key. So what we did for the currency key, we're going to do the same for the date key transformation. So let's open up our SSIS toolbox and just drag another lookup component. We'll make sure it's underneath the previous lookup. So let's try and connect both lookup together. To do that, click on the lookup currency key and just drag the blue arrow until it gets there. So when you do that, you get this dialog box come up. So in the input here, in the input selection dialog box, make sure you've got lookup match output. So if not, you select that. Sorry, I've missed out it's this one you need to select. Sorry, ignore what should be here. This one should already be populated, this input tab here. So make sure you've got lookup input there. In the output, we need to click on the drop down and we need to select lookup match output. We need to make sure that is selected. And then we'll click on the OK button. Sorry for the confusion. Click OK. So let's rename this lookup, the one we've just added, this one here. Right click and click on rename. We're going to rename this to lookup date key. So I'm just going to put a space there and type in date space key. Okay, so that will be the new name for that. Next thing, let's double look on this lookup date key and we have the lookup transformation editor. So let's change some of the properties. In the general tab, we are going to change from full cache to partial cache. Make sure you've got the partial cache selected. And in the connection tab here, we're going to make some changes. So in this, make sure you've got the relevant database selected, AdventureWorksDW. Make sure you've got that displayed. And in the use table or view box, so in this use table or view box, click on the drop down arrow and look for dbo.dimdate. So that's what we want. Make sure you've got dbo.dimdate selected. And next on the columns page, click on the columns page. On the columns page, we are going to make the following selections. In this available input column panel, we're going to drag the currency date panel. We're going to drag that to the available lookup column, which is this. I'm going to drop it where it's got the full date alternate key. We're going to drop that here. All right, so we're going to pick this currency date, drag it along and drop it here. Okay, so the data type do not match. So what we're going to do, we are going to make some checks. So what we'll do, we'll go back to our flat file data source. We click cancel out of that for now. We'll come back to that. So we'll right click on our flat file, click. No, actually, let's go a shorter way. There's a shorter way we can do that. So right click on this extract currency data, right click on that and go show advanced editor. and click Input Output Properties and click on the plus, select external columns. Let's check that first. And under currency date, let's look at the data type. Data type is called string DT_STR. So the data type appears to be wrong. So we need to change that. So click on that. It should be, we should change it to DT database. So let's look for DT. DT, it should be this. Database date should be DT_DB date. Now make sure you've got that selected. All right. And then we go back and click on that again. This time we'll look in the output file. So go to the output, currency date. We'll come here, make sure the data type match up. Come here, select, go back here and look for, this is what we want, DB date. Click OK. So we'll double click on that again. We go to general, make sure we got partial selected. Next, go to the connection tab, make sure we've got our database selected there, which is AdventureWorks. You will click on this use a table of view, click on the drop down. We're going to select a table called dim date. So make sure you've got a table called dbo.dimdate selected. Click on columns. We're going to attempt to try and perform a simple equijoin between this input and the lookup. So to do that, we're going to move this currency date. Okay. Going to drag that on and drop it where you've got the alternate full date. All right, you can see the connection now is being made. The join has been initiated. Also select the checkbox next to the date key. Click on that. Next we go to the advanced tab, and on the advanced tab here, this page, we're going to review the caching options. So the caching options set to 25 megabyte for 32-bit. And 25 also if you've got a 64-bit. So we're going to click OK. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to click OK. And that returns us to the data flow design view. Okay. The next thing we want to do is just check the property on the lookup date key. Right click, go properties. Just make sure that your local ID is set to your relevant country. I'm in UK, so it's got English United Kingdom. And also make sure the default code page is set to 1252. We have got a warning sign here in our design view complaining that the external columns, there's some mismatch here. The synchronization is out of whack, out of sync, because we made some changes. So what I need to do, I need to go back to the source. So I right click on the simple flat file source and go open. And click on the advanced and go to currency date, because we made some changes to the data type. So we need to reflect that here. So we need to come here and change that to, we changed it to database date DB time. So we need to click OK. And that you notice the error message has disappeared because now the data type are in sync. So that is it for this lecture. Thank you so much for your time. Take care and bye for now.